Hi everyone, how are you? My name is Mackie and welcome to Mackie Really Reads. So it's been a minute since I did a video like this actually. Today I am going to be talking about all the books I read in January. I read a total of 11 books. Now that hasn't happened in a long ass time. I think it's like over a year. Okay, I'm being dramatic. A year. Maybe. 10, 11, 12 months. That's a year, right? Oh no, 2023 was not my year, but 2024 is going to be my best year yet. Okay. So I read a total of 11 books. I read some fantasy. I read literally my books are there. The books that I read. Some of the books that I read is there. So now I have to stand up. Great.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so the first book that I read in 2024, the first book on the 1st of January 2024, I read Until Tomorrow Comes by Adelaide Forrest. This is the first book in the Until Tomorrow Comes series. It's a mafia series. It's not dark, but people say it's dark. So, like, okay, my dark is not your dark. So it's considered a dark romance. So this book is about a girl named Isa, and the guy's name is Raphael. He's in the mafia. He's the leader of the mafia in Ibiza, right? It's not Ibiza. It's Ibiza, if I'm saying it correctly, which I think I am. But Ibiza. So Raphael sees Isa when she's like 17 years old. He sees her across the street, and he's like, I don't know who she is. I don't know how long I have to wait for her, but she's mine. And he literally, I think he waits like over a year. So he makes it seem like she got a scholarship in Ibiza, but it's actually to meet him because he's like, I'm ready to meet her, blah, blah, blah. And they meet and they fall in love. It's very insta lovey, which is actually one of my favorite tropes, like romance type of books. I love insta love books because I'm like, I really know y'all are going to fall in love. Like, why do we need to prolong this? I gave this book 4 stars. I would have given it 5 stars. I just feel like I don't want to say they didn't have much character, but it was just a little too easy for them. They got together a little too quickly, a little too. They were just too in love quickly. Like she met him, and like 3 days later, she was in love with him. It's like that's not how it. That's not how life works. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? I understand like insta love, but I would have liked a bit more push and pull. But I think it goes to the trope of like her being naive, her being sheltered. She sees this great man who's rich and he wants to take care of her, and she just falls head over heels. And I mean, who can blame her? But I give it 4 stars. Great start. The next book that I read is The Naked Fisherman by Julie Ann. I have never actually read a Julie Ann book. I don't judge me, okay? I've never read a Julie Ann book, but this is my first book, and I liked it. I don't want to say I loved it, but I liked it. It was interesting. It was different. So we have his name is Fisher. Literally, his name is Fisher, and I'm like, are you serious? His name is Fisher. Literally Fisher, and her name is Reese. So she's moving to her mom's house, state, whatever, Colorado, and I think her dad had passed away, something like that. She needs to move. She needs to be with her mom. She wants to have a quote unquote relationship with her mom, and she falls in love with Fisher. He is a construction worker. Her mom is actually living in his basement. He's like renting in a basement, renting a room or whatever. So they're in the same kind of vicinity. So it's like a forced proximity, but it's not forced. I mean, she's living there willingly, but she also has nowhere to go. So yeah, that's awkward. He is like a Christian girl. I would say I didn't really like how she was portrayed as a Christian. She was portrayed as like this, like goody two shoes. She can't do any wrong. She doesn't swear because blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, the Bible does say that, but like, not all of us are like that. Like most Christians, like I'm not like that. Like, I don't like swearing. Yeah, I don't really swear a lot. I think I've sworn maybe once or twice last year. I don't really swear, but I'm also not judgmental. So she was very judgmental, and she just like tried to stick up her ass, like, which is, I mean, that's fine for her, but like, that's not how all Christians are. But it was fine. I gave it 4.5 stars actually. I was really enjoying the dynamic. I really liked how Fisher pushed her and made her a better person, or like try to get her to see other perspectives because she's just so judgmental. Like she really is. I'm like, oh, child, like, oh, that I don't know which Bible you're reading, but that's not my Bible. You are very judgmental, ma'am. Very judgmental. But I gave 4.5 stars. I'm excited to read the second book. It could be more interesting. I really like Fisher. I think this is the first book where I actually like the hero more than I like the heroine. She was very annoying. I'm like, child, please, like, I don't know who you are, but like, you need to get like some life skills, some life lessons or something. She was very annoying, but it was fine. Gave from 4.5 stars. I think I should have actually given 4 stars, but there's just something about it. I don't know if it's the writing or what, but I gave it 4.5 stars. You hear the birds chirping. The birds are always chirping. Like we always have birds around my house. I don't know why. I don't know. I think my mom loves birds or something. So yeah, that birds are always chirping. And then the third book I read is Eva by Great Huffington. She's one of my favorite authors of all time. It's a black romance. It's a novella continuation of Luca and Eva's story. Eva has postpartum in this book, in this little novella, and Luca helps her get out of it. It's very beautiful. I love it. I love Great Huffington. She is just like the biggest, warm, most like she's amazing. She feels like her writing to me feels like a warm hug. Or you know that first sip of a coffee after you've been waiting for it, of like you've been like, I need this cup of coffee. That first sip, that's how her writing feels. She feels like the first sip of a really, 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 really good coffee. If you drink coffee, you know not every coffee you drink is perfect, but that's that one. You don't really know how you do it, but it's just that one time, that perfect sip. That's how Gray Huffington feels to me. Her writing feels like that, like the perfect cup of coffee, the first sip of a perfect cup of coffee. That's how her writing feels. So I always give her 5 stars. Just she's phenomenal to me. The next book I read, which is also my first DNF in this year. It won't be my last. Trust me. One thing about me, I'm gonna DNF a book. I don't care. I don't care. I am DNFing my book. If your book sucks, I'm sorry. Like it's not my problem. Like you couldn't keep my attention, so like, it's not my fault. You know what I mean? You told me the book was gonna be great and it wasn't. And you lied to me, so I'm gonna DNF the book. I don't have it in me. I'm a nice person, but DNFing, sorry. I will DNF a book so fast. So freaking fast, you lie. I will DNF a book so fast. I am not a very patient person. No, I'm not. Not very patient. So this book that I DNF was Tennessee. I can't even say the word. Tennessee Truths by Ashley Munoz. Very, very sad. Everything was just a little bit rushed. I wasn't really going through her emotions with her. I didn't really get to know her. Besides the relationship, I don't even think she knew who she was. So yeah, and I don't like how rude the guy was. Like he was really rude. Like a small town romance, I don't want to read about a guy being rude to her or intentionally hurting her. I feel like okay, with the dark romance, I can take that. Like I understand that's what goes with the dark romance. Like anything, all is fair in love and war, especially in dark romance. But in small town, I'm expecting them to be like sweet and stuff. Like Brittany C. Cherry kind of does that thing of him being like grumpy and kind of like moody and stuff, but like he's never rude or mean or like does something to make her cry or feel bad. It's just like no, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So yeah, and I don't feel bad about it at all. The next book that I did love, I gave it 5 stars, is Nero by SJ Tilly. This book is brilliant. Do you understand brilliant? I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, this is a freaking market book. And I am laughing my ass off. Why? How? It's so funny. Like, I'm like, how is a market book so funny? He is funny. Nero is hilarious. I don't know if it's because I just like dark humor. I'm not really like into the quote unquote traditional comedy of like telling a joke, which is like something being so funny. It's like irrational. It's just like, oh my goodness, he was hilarious. Hilarious. I love Nero and I loved Peyton. She's a curvy heroine. She is poor. I love a poor and a rich guy romance. I don't know what it is, but I've been reading it this month and I've been loving it so far. So I'm just gonna keep going with that. And Nero was just a perfect guy. Well, not really, because he's a villain, but we all love a villain because they get the job done, and we all need a villain in our lives. If you are not the villain, someone else is, or you are dating a villain. So you figure out who's who. So story starts with Nero. He's escaping from the cops and he goes into her apartment, like through the window, and he just sits there with her. And I think they like watch a movie, and she falls asleep. I'm like, that would not happen in South Africa. You lie, you lie. But I loved it. Love the romance. I love the dynamic. The story was amazing. So I gave this book 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Next book that I read is The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L Jensen. So I gave this book 4.5 stars. Okay, listen, stay here with me. Listen. So this book, right? I gave 4.5 stars, but I gave the second book, The Traitor Queen, 5 stars. I'll tell you why. Firstly, let me explain this book. This is a fantasy romance, romantasy. Firstly, when did we start calling it romantasy? I didn't get the memo. Nobody told me. Like, what was the email? Who was sending out the emails? No, nobody. Nobody CC'd me. Why are we putting romantasy? Why? Fantasy romance is just as good. I think. I think sometimes we just make our lives really, really hard, and it's unnecessary. Truly, fantasy romance is just as good. Now I have to learn romantasy. Like, just you know, making my life really difficult right now. So Laura and her sisters have been trained like from birth. Well, not from like birth, but like from when they were able to talk and stuff. But I'll just say from birth that they need to marry this king, the king of the Bridge Kingdom, King Aaron, right? Aaron, something like that. So she's there to not only kill him but to take his whole empire, and it's great. I love the second book so much. It's incredible. Just like the push and pull of their relationship, it's incredible. Laura is like, if there was anyone that I would be, if I had to pick someone that I would want to be, it would be Laura. She is unmatched. Like she's conniving, yes, but she is so smart. She's relentless, and she pursues whatever she wants, and I love that about a person. Just like, no matter how hard life gets, if you just keep going at it, she has a, like, I will not die. That's her whole attitude. She's very much like Violet from Fourth Ring book. She's very much like that, which I really, really enjoy. Those are my favorite type of heroines. Like, never say die. I will not quit. I will not quit. I will not cry. I love those type of heroines. It's just incredible. I really enjoyed this. I can't wait to get the second book. I really, really enjoyed this one. OMG. OMG. I loved it so much. I gave it 4.5 stars, but the next book I gave 5 stars. I'm sorry if I'm not really going into depth with it, but you'll get the whole thing. So yeah, I read The Bridge Kingdom, then I read The Traitor Queen, then I read a book that cry, made me cry. Like, I read The Cabin by Jasinder Wilder. Cabin is about Nadia and Aiden. So Aiden, at the beginning of the book, we know he's sick, he's dying. So he writes this love letter to Nadia. He just like creates the perfect world for her after he's passing, right? It's very much like P.S. I Love You. It really, really is, where he literally sets her up with someone else, and this guy's name is called Nathan. And Nathan, firstly, let me talk about Aiden. Aiden is perfect. Perfect for Nadia as she is now. He knows her so well. He's like her best friend, like in the entire world. Like, he's her person. He's like Christina Yang, and they're ready to marry her. But then she meets Nathan. Or Aiden, he conspires, he puts them in two separate cabins, and they meet and they fall in love. And Nathan is the best thing ever. Like, I can't express to you how amazing and understanding and just thoughtful and kind and patient he is. Incredible. Nathan, I like, he's so good. He's such a good man. He's so kind. He's very thoughtful, very like appreciative, and I love the dynamic. Oh, and he's perfect. And he's hot. Well, from the book, that is. He's hot from the book. Loved it. Absolutely love this book. 5 stars. It's incredible. Her grieving, just her falling out of love with Aiden, then falling in love with Nathan. It's incredible. Next book that I read is King by SJ Tilly. This is the second book in the Alliance series. I liked this book, not more than Nero. I was thinking, like, which book did I like the most? I will say I liked Nero. I liked the couple more. I laughed more. I enjoyed the dynamic more than I did with King. But King, he made me gasp. Like, I was like, oh, what? What? I was like, he is unhinged. He's crazy. The heroine, her name is Savannah. She is going to dinner with her. He's her boyfriend, but not really. They've gone on a couple of dates. Then when she gets there, she sees that the guy that she's dating, the wife is there, and King is there as well. So that's awkward. So then she goes back to his house, I think, after the dinner. Well, the dinner didn't happen, obviously, to go fetch her keys and fetch her belongings. And King is there killing the guy. I don't remember his name, but I think his name is like Leland or something. Yeah, Leland. And she tries to run away. He catches her, and he's like, 1 plus 1, we have to get married so you won't tell the cops about me or what you saw. So they get married and they fall in love, and it's crazy and it's romantic. And did I love it? Yes, I did. I give it 5 stars. Unhinged. King is unhinged. I'm excited for Dom. People are like, Dom is a favorite. I don't know. Because Nero made me laugh. I was laughing my ass off. Literally, I was laughing so hard. The next book that I read is another 5 star. A lot of 5 stars, guys. I'm very happy about this. I read 1% of You by Michelle Gross. Now, this book is about a single mother. She has been in this long term relationship with her partner, I think from high school. He is deadbeat. He's a deadbeat, to be honest with you. He's deadbeat. He doesn't work, he doesn't do anything. She's the one that's working or going to school or taking care of the kids, and he's just sitting there on his ass doing nothing. So one day she comes home, she sees that he's cheating on her, so she leaves, but she's pregnant. She's pregnant. She decides to leave, so she's pregnant and she has another little child, a little girl. She moves into this new apartment and she meets Elijah. Elijah is just like this scary man. He has tattoos, he has blue eyes. The kid calls him like a demon. I'm like, just because someone has tats, like I have tats. Like, anyways, it's just the stereotype of tattoos or someone having tattoos. I don't really care about that. I don't subscribe to their mentality, to say it lightly. And this book was fantastic. The way they fall in love with each other is amazing. He's so sweet. He shows her what a true partner is, what true love is. He's always there. It was brilliant. It was so romantic. I almost cried. It was so good. It is, I would say, a little bit of a small town romance, just a little bit. I loved it. Please read this book. Okay, it's amazing. He is amazing. She's amazing. I love the whole dynamic. I love the whole family aspects of their relationship. 5 stars. Absolutely love this. Last book that I read is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. I'm still reading it. Like I'm almost done, but I'm adding it because I'm gonna call it right now. I think I know. I'm like here. I'm gonna call it right now. I think I know what I'm gonna like rate it. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 stars or 3 stars. It is a grumpy professor and the sunshine heroine. She's a gardener. She is a grumpy professor. He's writing a book. Just went back to his small towns. His family owns like a vineyard or something, and she is the gardener there. And they fall in love. And there's people don't like the whole secretly yours letter thing. I will say it's a bit redundant because I mean they were already falling in love with each other, so just to put like this whole letter of her writing letters to him, while you can clearly see that they have a connection with each other, you can clearly see that they like each other. I felt like it was redundant. So I mean, it wasn't necessary, no. She could have used a different plot. She really could have used a different plot. It was annoying because, I mean, what is he gonna do? He likes her, so he's gonna talk to her to admire her as well. But I did enjoy this book. Let me know what books you read. What were your favorites this year? How many books this year, this month, this year just started? Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.